But like Mike was saying, because I keep that almost underdog mentality, almost like I feel like I'm not there yet, it makes me hungrier.
You stay hungry.
So in my mind, I have the title, I may be the champ, but I have to tell myself I'm the underdog. I'm chasing, in my mind, I'm still gonna be chasing this title as if I don't have it. You know, when we got here, Matt and I, my entire team, we got here Saturday morning, and it kind of, as soon as we landed, it was business. We went to the food store, we got everything we needed. I think we spent almost $600 worth of food and things that we needed for the show. Got back here to the hotel, set everything up, and then it was go time for us. As soon as my coach landed, first thing he did was check my weight, looked at me, and we put together a game plan. With the final week, there's no set plan. It's literally hour by hour. I'll eat a meal, I'll check my weight, I'll pose for him, he'll look at me, and he'll map out the next meal for me. But again, because during the last week, your body just changes so much in a matter of an hour. And obviously our job is to make sure I'm peaking 100% every single day leading into the show. So I don't know what to expect when it comes to my meal. I just, again, let him look at me, let him make the call, and we go from there. This is a special Olympic for me because this is actually my 50th show.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, right? Yeah. So I've done 50 shows total, and coming into the show, our goal was obviously to win this, but to win it on my 50th show, a big milestone in my career was like the icing on the cake for me, and we got it done. If I'm an outsider looking in, first and foremost, I'll be a doubter. Meaning that I was like, there's no way a bantamweight's ever gonna win an Olympia. Looking at it again as an outsider, that guy's too small. There's no way he's gonna put the muscle on that he needs to be able to be competitive, let alone win the Olympia. For me, man, I've always been that guy that I'll do whatever the fuck it takes to win, and to be my absolute best. And when I started out as a bantamweight back in 2012 when I turned pro, again, everyone doubted me. They said, hey, your career's over. You're too small. You're never going to win a pro show. You're never going to be a good pro. You should just quit. Why waste your time? And I was like, listen, if I made it this far to where I'm turning pro, who's to say that I can't continue on and be a good pro, make it to that first call out, win a pro show, make it to Olympia. Fuck, why not win the Olympia? And, obviously fast forward, I've been a pro since 2012 now, and we were actually talking the other night on the way home from the venue that it took 8 years from when I turned pro to winning the Olympia. There are a lot of guys who turn pro and never even make it to the Olympia, and there are guys who never even make the top 10 in the Olympia, let alone win the Olympia. And here I am now in a short amount of time, 8 years, not only am I on an Olympia stage for the 6th time consecutively, but I'm the 2020 Olympia champ, man. It's emotional as hell. Oh man, I don't know why I get so emotional. It's I think I get so emotional because oh man, this is 16 years of hard work, consistency, and belief to get to this level. And man, it's happy tears. It's happy tears, man, because I had a conversation with Flex Lewis yesterday, and he kind of put into perspective that I'm in the history books as a third 212 Miss Olympia champion, and no matter what happens from here on out, that can never be erased.
That's the truth. Who are you with here?
None of this is possible about any of these people here. My girlfriend, man, this is hers. The check, the award, this is all for her, man, because people don't understand that the significant other in our lives, they're supporting us, but they're taking so much abuse from us, competitors. Obviously, emotionally, not physically, obviously. They put that out there. No, but she deals with the ups, the downs, the mood swings. Aside from that, people don't realize that we've trained together every single day for the past 6 years. She's been to every single Olympia. We're up every morning at 4 o'clock doing cardio together. We're back at the gym at 5 o'clock at night training together. She's not a competitor at all, but because she supports me, is just as motivated, just as hungry, and wants this title just as bad. Again, she's up every single morning, hasn't missed a cardio session, hasn't missed a training session, and has been with me every single day, pushing me, motivating me. And she's one of those people that I need because she's not a yes woman. And when I say that is, a lot of these competitors have significant others say, "Oh, babe, you look great," and they look like shit. If I look like shit, she's gonna say, "Babe, you look like shit," and that's what I need because that's just gonna make me better. To my right, this kid, man. Wow. He's not my brother by blood, but he's my brother. Fuck it, this kid. I met him back in 2010. I was competing at a show. He was a little scrawny, little lightweight bodybuilder. Came up to me, he said, "Hey, my name is Michael Charles." It's Michael Charles, obviously. And he's like, "Hey, I want to be a bodybuilder one day, and I look up to you." And I'm like, "All right, cool. You get those guys that say that, but." And he's like, "Hey, I'd love for you just to work out with you one day." And I was like, "Sure, cool. Come down to my gym." This kid made a 3-hour trip from New York, take 2 or 3 trains, buses to come to New Jersey to train with me. And I've never seen someone take so much abuse that I put him through a hell of a workout. It was literally the most intense workout I've ever seen from an amateur kid. Most pros couldn't handle what I threw at him. And he handled it, and he came back for more and never left. And he's been with me since I turned pro. Not before that. He's never missed a pro show. He's never missed a show, period. And not just him, but his mother, his dad, his entire family is my family. And man, I love this kid to death. And behind me, this is, you got. People have coaches, man, and coaches are just people who write down a plan and say, "Hey, here's your diet, here's your training program, go do it." This guy is the complete opposite of that. Of course he writes my plan out for me, but he gets so fucking emotionally invested that it's like he's on stage with me. So my coach, Matt Jansen, he's been rocking with rolling with me since 2016, before I was even doing well as a pro. He's one of the top 5 best coaches in the world, period. And he took me on, again, before I was even winning pro shows. He believed in me back then, and every single year I've been working with him, my body has grown, has improved, has changed, and I literally climbed the ladder from 2016 to now. Our first Olympia together, I placed 13th. Came back the next year, we were 9th together. The next year we were 7th. Last year was our best place in the date, 3rd place at the Olympia. And then this year, man, when I got home after placing 3rd, Matt and I got on a phone call, and we literally from that day put a game plan together for this year. It's like, dude, we got to replicate what we did this year 10 times. We got to come in next year, 2020 Olympia, and just get it done. This was a tough year for myself, the entire world, with pandemic, COVID, and everything going on. Gyms are closing, and but we made it happen, man. We had a gym to train. I got my meals in, and my coach Matt, he again, the game plan was set. Coming into this year's Olympia, bigger, better, improving, getting what we wanted, which was this title. And man, he was brutal at times. It was very brutal, but I knew that what he was throwing at me, what he had me doing was going to be worth it, was going to pay off. And I told him this from years ago, not even this year. I want to be your first Olympia champion. He's trained top athletes, Olympians, but he's never had an Olympia champion. He deserved that. I promised him that, and I lived up to that promise. And I'm hoping. I think that he's proud. My entire team's proud.
Just to put a little context on that, I didn't know this morning was going to get like this. But, Shaun called me. Shaun called me in the morning that Dallas died. And I think we all knew that Dallas was going to win. And Flex called me first thing in the morning. That was the first call I got. Shaun was the second call I got. And then I called after checking on me. After trying to figure out what was going on, he said just right then and there on the phone, August 22nd, 2017, that he was going to be my first title. And I think, winning this is special. But on top of that, what he said to me that day, regardless of if we ever won or not, meant so much, because I think in an era where text messaging is so easy, that was like the hardest day of my life. And for him to pick up the phone at like 7:30 in the morning to call me, like, that meant the world. And for those of you guys listening to this, like, pick up the phone and call people, But yeah, at that point, he said that to me, and like, I just had this bond with him ever since then, that we're gonna do it, And I've had guys in between then and now place ahead of him in terms of not beating him on stage, but like in terms of Olympia ranking, placing ahead of him. But like, I just knew, like, loyalty. Shaun's a loyal person, and that's something that's so fleeting in this industry, is people are not loyal. One minute you're the best guy, and the next minute you're gone. And we've stuck this out, and it just that's why this means so much to me. I mean, I've dreamed ever since I was 17 years old of being able to say and do what we're doing right now.
Damn right.
So,
Damn right. He called me this week. So Matt just moved here to Florida with his company, and he's setting up his office, putting stuff together, his family photos and everything in his office. He sent me a picture of a blank wall. He's like, "This is where the Olympia picture is going to be." And I was like, "You're damn right, it's going to be there." And this is before the show, and now that we got it done, we're going to hang that photo up right in your office.
I'm still in shock. It still feels very surreal. I've been with him since his first Olympia and before. And every year, every prep, I don't know what to expect. Shaun doesn't know what to expect, neither does Matt. And every prep is different. And this year by far has been the hardest prep for us, aside from the pandemic. And it's just, Shaun has a switch. I don't know how to explain it, but when him and Matt talk, and Matt says, "All right, it's time to start dieting, get ready," Shaun's like a switch. He flips that switch, and he has like no feeling, no emotion. Like, Shaun's not there, and Shaun only sees one thing, and that's to get this, to be able to be the best he can possibly be on stage. And he doesn't always think of himself. He wants to make all of us proud, and he did just that. I can't even express how proud I am. Through the years, we've had a lot of trials and tribulations. I lost my mom 3 years ago, and Shaun was getting ready for the New York Pro, and he legit did everything. He was still working in an office job, and he would literally wake up at 2 a.m. to go to the gym and train, not fasted cardio only, but to train, so that he was able to be there for me and my family. My mom was put on hospice, so those days he was like, I don't want your family to think like I don't care. And I said to him, "Don't worry about them." I said, "You had a conversation with my mom." I said, "And if you pull out now," I said, "she would be really, really upset." And in between being there for me and my family. He was still never missed a meet, never missed a meal, never missed a training session. And shortly after he did the New York Pro, a few weeks later, we lost his uncle. Really unexpectedly. Again, he was still in prep. He had made commitments to other shows. And so, again, through this, I have to be his rock. At the same time, he was trying to be my rock. And I really did feel like our worlds were crumbling at that moment. However, we buried his uncle. And the next day he got on a flight. And he went to Dallas, Texas. And he won the Dallas Pro. Again, he didn't miss a beat. Even though we were both going through such hard times. He did whatever he possibly could. And he still came up on top. I mean, who can really say that? Again, he's a very private person. We don't put this on social media. However, this medal means not the medal itself, but all he's accomplished year after year, show after show. Always hearing he was too small. Always hearing, Shaun has to get bigger. Shaun has to get bigger. These guys are always going to overpower him. And here we are. I mean, he beat each and every one of them fair and square. And it wasn't given. It was earned. And I've seen it firsthand. Because I've been there every step of the way. And again, sweat, tears, our relationship, he doesn't talk. So when I say he doesn't talk, we don't talk for months. And no conversations. It's, hey, what are we training? Do you need anything? And that's the extent of our conversations. But the hard thing is that life still happens around you. So he's my best friend. I tell him everything. I don't hide anything. So as life happens, I always have to take into consideration, like, okay, he's going through this. It has to wait, I do really respect what he does. I support him 110%. And I'll be by his side every step of the way from here on out.
That's tough to follow up.
He's like, well, shit. Just want to say.
It's like, I feel like we could take like a trip down memory lane. So thinking about it, I actually competed for Shaun. He was my coach 2010. But I met him in 2009 at another organization. It was called IMBF, WMBF. And he, a little guy, and I was in the audience. I actually reached out to the promoter first, and they come to the show in New York City, and I was living there in the time going to college. I came by myself. I was watching, and this guy came out, and yes, short in stature, but I always tell him, it's crazy because he has the best front relaxed that you can. It's crazy, right? So he comes out, and I remember it was like a gold background. He had black trunks on, with dots, white dots. And
They were never diamonds, bro.
diamonds. And I got chills. And he's the shortest guy, so he's the lightweight, just middleweight and heavyweight, and he won. It was called the Worlds at the time. And I remember I went up to him afterwards and congratulated him. And then I did the Facebook stalk. And I found him, and I reached out to him, and I was like, I want to do this IMBF, can you help me out? And he invited me down, and he put me through this workout. It was a giant set. For you who don't know what that is, it's like a superset is like 2 or 3 exercises together. This was, I think it was 7
6 or
exercises.
7, yeah.
And I remember that's something I've never been through before, but I wanted this, and I guess I proved myself to him, and from there I went to all his shows in the New Jersey area and the New York area, and he decided to go into NPC, and I remember the Mid-Atlantic States, he was a bantamweight, and he won the overall as a bantamweight. And just watching him, it was so inspiring, so motivational. And it's weird because this is, for me, it's 11 years later, and he's the same person, and, we sit back and watch how he conducts himself this entire year. He doesn't say anything, he doesn't post pictures, he's quiet, and it's such a cliche thing to say. Everyone's always every year saying, I'm bringing a new package, I'm bringing something new, and he doesn't say he's going to do that, but he did it. And to see the people look up to him, he's an inspiration not only for older people, younger people, short people, he's an inspiration for everybody. And I was with him at Nationals when he turned pro in 2012, and it's incredible to watch him do what he loves. And for him, 15 years, and it goes to show you, all these stories that they tell you about people passing, and a lot of people passing, and other things that it's up to them for them to share it. Everyone has things going on in their lives, and you don't know. You pass by somebody, they might have a smile on their face, but they could be dying inside. You never know. Matt's been through some really hard times too. He would have never known. He didn't expect those things to happen. These guys, they've pushed through, and it just goes to show everybody else out there, 15 years of hard work, he never gave up. He had plenty of opportunities to say, you know what, these naysayers are correct, I'm not going to make it. And he decided to keep pushing through the hard times, and he's achieved the ultimate title that you can achieve in bodybuilding, and he's not done. Mm-hmm. The craziest part is that he's not done. And
you're just getting started.
Shaun is just, I get chills talking about it. It's incredible. He's just an incredible person, and Shaun, it's great because even though he has these things, he's not 100% confident still. But it's a great thing because he'll always be able to relate to the people who come up to him and say, I want to be like you one day, and he's willing to have those conversations. He doesn't feel better than anybody, and I think that's going to make him an incredible champion, an incredible ambassador. And you guys are going to be lucky because you're going to see him around this year, and he's going to be accessible, to the fans and stuff. And he's going to be a great guy to embrace the 212, and you guys are in for a nice treat. I'm just happy to be along for the ride,
And when he kind of going off what he says, a lot of people like to let stuff get to their head, and I'm the champ, I'm this, and I'm that. I tell people all the time, yeah, I'm an IFBB pro, yeah, I'm Mr. Olympia now, but that's cool, but I'm just Shaun Clarida. I'm just that same guy that trains at the same gym that you go to, shop at the same supermarket you go to. I'm just me. I've never lost that, and that's what keeps me going. Again, having that title and being a pro, yeah, it's cool and all, and definitely has its perks. But at the same time, as easy as not easy as it came, as quick as it came, as you can call it, it can go in a matter of seconds. I can lose this title next year. But like Mike was saying, because I keep that almost underdog mentality, almost like I feel like I'm not there yet, it makes me hungrier.
You stay hungry.
So in my mind, I have the title. I may be the champ, but I have to tell myself I'm the underdog. I'm chasing, in my mind, I'm still gonna be chasing this title as if I don't have it. So when I get home January 2nd, we start prepping for 2021. This goes away. I don't have this. We're chasing the title for 2021 as if I've never had it, and it's gonna make me even hungrier, more focused, more dedicated. And like I said, we're not done. This is one of many. I told Matt we're bringing home 10 titles total, 10 consecutive titles total.
Get ready.
So the missus is gonna have to find some space on the mantle. We got the first one, and you guys will, like Mike said, you're in for a treat because we got 9 more to go.